month of January, TRMS hosted guest speaker Chandler Bullard from Northeast Pastures at an organization at UNH that assists people with a variety of disabilities. Mr. Bullard, or Chandler, as he prefers to be called by the students, uses a wheelchair as the means for students to participate in sports using adaptations to participate independently.
After hearing Chandler speak in a school-wide assembly, the students had the opportunity to get hands-on experience by participating in wheelchair handball, which they found very challenging. Afterwards, Chandler spoke with our students about embracing and accepting differences.
Students also had the opportunity to process what they learned from Chandler in their advisory in the days following the presentation. In speaking with the students about what message they received, many of them stated not to judge one another. It was an amazing day, and we send out a big thanks to Chandler for inspiring our students.
What do I do for a living? You're looking at it. This is what I do. I do a few things, but mainly I go into schools and I teach our program called Similarity Awareness, talk to kids, everything. So we discuss, like I was discussing here, individuals with disabilities and bullying, and then we go and we play wheelchair sports. So that's one of the aspects I do, but it's a pretty good living. I like it. There's pretty much the big difference is the wheel in the back and the camber in the wheels. So the camber is right here. These are only 3 degrees. That's a 0 degree right here. So you don't want to have a big degree because then I won't be able to go through doorways or anything like that. So, but the wider base you have, the faster you can spin. And then you have a wheel in the back so you don't tip over backwards. And that's, you don't want that in your everyday chair just because if I want to pop up wheel on curbs or stairs, things like that, getting out of the car would be more difficult. And there's also usually a bar in the front of the chair to protect your legs. So pretty major differences. You could never use your sport wheelchair out in public. It would be too big and get in the way, and doorways and bathrooms and elevators, everything would be kind of a pain. So pretty big differences. So what is the hardest part about being in a wheelchair? Everybody else. So people, that's the hardest part. To convincing people that you're fine, that you're not sick, that you are healthy and fun and exciting and smart and just fun. It's society is probably the toughest part. I can get around, do things, drive, park, shop, do all the things that people do, travel. Things are getting much more accessible, so you can go and anywhere you want to go, you can pretty much do it. Foreign countries are getting better. Everywhere. So if you want to travel, so it's really dealing with people that don't understand disability or feel that it is, something different. They don't want to learn about it. So pretty much ignorance of people is the hardest part.
So how do you feel about being in a wheelchair every day?
That's a pretty good question. I feel it's part of my life. I think it's something that I've always been doing for the past 20 years. I had my accident back in 1993, so it's obviously different. I like it to a point where, because it's challenging on a daily basis, where every day I have to figure out new things to do, whether it's a parking or snow or even mowing my lawn. I have to figure things out. So I like that aspect. There are definitely some challenges that you would like to not have. Every once in a while, if you go to a restaurant and there's a staircase or something like that. But for the most part, it's just dealing with the kind of the challenges that makes it kind of more interesting, I think, than your everyday walkers. We call you guys walkers.
Do you like coming to schools and talking to kids?
Can't stand it. I really don't like kids. I'm just teasing. No, I love it. This is the best thing. I mean, I love it. I mean, we get to come and play in chairs and kind of joke around and have a good time and realize that life is worth spending well. So it's good.
What sports did you play before your injury?
I played 3 sports. I played football, hockey, and lacrosse. And you're going to ask what was my favorite? Hockey.
No.
Yeah. No, wasn't it? Why not? You weren't gonna ask that?
What?
Well, I'm gonna tell you anyway.
Okay.
Hockey. I loved hockey. Hockey was, a very team sport, and I played that ever since I was like 2, and then hockey and lacrosse since I was like 3rd, 4th grade. But those were the sports, all contact sports. So it got interesting once I was in a chair. I had to find sports that weren't contact.
Do you play any sports now?
I do. I play wheelchair tennis, but I did racing, so wheelchair racing, so marathons, half marathons, 5Ks, 10Ks, things like that. Running sports for you guys, and nothing in the field. I would have done that. That would have been nice to do, like adaptive shot put or discus. I bet you I could throw it real far. So I mainly just wheelchair tennis now, which is an awesome sport.
What person has won a Paralympic event the most times?
Funny question. I have no idea, but I know for our athletes, we have one person that's a sled hockey player that's won a gold and a bronze for sled hockey, and then we have a swimmer, and she won 1 gold and I think 3 silvers. But I know there's a woman out there that, I can't remember what it is. I think it's like archery or something like that, and she's won something like 18 medals, something ridiculous. So something really well, something good. But I don't know. We're going to have to look that up. Good question, though.
Have you ever done a wheelie in your wheelchair?
Never. Yes. Yes, I have. That's like the most common question. And not that it's bad. I like the question. But all day today I've been hearing that. And I wouldn't do it for them. Unless they hopped on one leg or something like that. If I'm going to be a circus act, so was everyone else. I have to do wheelies. And it's actually more practical than people think. I have to do wheelies to jump up curbs and stuff like that, get over grass, things like that. So wheelies are actually very productive and not just for fun. Even though I look good at a wedding when I'm dancing. In a wheelie. Well, you don't think I am? I'm awesome, man. Seriously.
No.
I dance it up. I'm like crazy. Whatever. I'm awesome, man. Take the tie off. Flip it around. Do the sprint there. I do everything.
What gave you the idea to adapt sports for disabled people?
It's been an idea for a long time. You mean for people that able bodies like you, like to get you guys playing? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it was something that we've always had friends that would jump in chairs just to play with us and play wheelchair basketball or rugby or handball. And then it started where everyone started liking it. It's just another sport for them. So we decided to, invest more in the chairs and bring them to schools with a lot of able-bodied kids and see if they liked it, and they did. And it teaches kids that they can try new things, and even if they're not good in sports or comfortable with themselves yet, they can get in a chair and kind of be like everyone else. It's a great equalizer. So we thought it worked really well in schools.
Really nice. Have you ever competed in a Paralympics?
No, never. I might have been able to in a few sports, but I never. I went to college and didn't have the opportunity to play sports in college. I just studied. That's it. That's all I did in the college, just study.
So how did you feel about the Paralympics?
I love the Paralympics. I think it's awesome. I think it's getting better too. Throughout every 2 years that they have the Paralympics right after the Olympics, it's getting better coverage on the news and for viewing, for people to watch it. And it's getting incredibly competitive. I mean, these people are phenomenal athletes. So.
Right. Thank you very much.
Of course, thank you.
So if you had to give a speech to anyone besides about no bullying, what would it be about?
For people and society, if I could teach somebody or a group one thing, I think I would teach them patience. I think if we were all more patient with each other, if we started to try to understand rather than blame or bully or try to be confused and scared, if we just tried to talk to someone and figure them out and gave time and just patience, calm down, if we just slow down a little bit. There's a great philosopher that said that the 3 things that humankind needs to know is be kind, and be kind. That's it. If you're just kind in your life to people and you're patient, everything would be peachy.
How much did life change for you after your accident?
Oh, it's totally normal. It was like everyday life. That's a great question. It's everything changed. All my sports. I still have my friends and family and things like that. But I was 15 years old, so close to your age. So I had to learn how to do things differently. I had to learn how to drive differently. I had to use my arms rather than my legs. So pretty much everything changes physically. But I was still me, and I still wanted to learn and wanted to live and love. Like that. But yeah, everything changed, but you just adapt and you move on. You talk to a lot of my friends that are in shares, and and I think people have an automatic response like, oh, it must be a tough life, or they don't like their life, and that's not the case at all. That's the biggest misconception there is, and we have a life, we just do it differently.
Yep. Like currently, I have a disability, but I don't really let it take over. I just kind of improvise.
Right,
It has.
and you just improvise and you move on. You don't let it define you.
Yeah.
I think there are some times where we let things define us, and if we do that, then we're limited in what we can do or what we think we can do. So if you let it be everything that you are, then that's what it's going to be.
Cool. Thank you.
Of course.